Hello and welcome to the latest Old Nerd in a Thrift Store episode. This is episode 9. So I went to Goodwill because they were having a 40% off sale last Saturday. And I screwed up, got all excited, got all these DVDs that were cool, and then cashed out without using the 40% off coupon in my email. Like a dummy. See, this is what happens when you're an old nerd. You can't remember things anymore. Your mind is like Swiss cheese. Your memory is like Swiss cheese. And that's exactly the case with this old nerd. So all you young nerds out there, take note. Do whatever you got to do to keep that old noodle of yours wet and pliable. Do your Sudoku puzzles. Eat your fish oil. Whatever you got to do to keep that brain working, because I could have saved a significant amount of money on this on top of what I already saved because it was in a thrift store. That's why I'm not taking it too hard. I mean, I didn't pay a lot. I think I paid $22 for 7 DVDs. I paid $22, about $3 each. I probably could have gotten away. I probably would have paid like $12 had I used the coupon, but c'est la vie. What are you gonna do? Anyway, here's what I got. I got these. See, I like this Goodwill, in this town. This one particular town has a Goodwill store, and they always have a good selection of books and a good selection of movies. I don't know why. Most of the Goodwills around here, the books and the movies are junk. This one, however, it's for some reason it's a gold mine. There's always somebody like you'll find a lot of DVDs in this particular store that have a little, like, the sticker that we used to back in the day put on our envelopes when we'd actually use the mail, what we call snail mail now, like the US Postal Service. You had the little sticker that you could put as your return address up in the top left corner of the envelope. Well, a lot of the movies in this Goodwill have like those kind of stickers on them. So these all came from somebody's personal collection, and they're all in nice shape, and they keep putting out more and more as the weeks go by. So I like to go back to this Goodwill often and see what more they've put out, because there's several just really, really good DVDs there that are hardly used from someone's personal collection. It's really cool. But here was 2 of them. Flash Gordon, Volume 1 and Volume 2. 2 complete serials from back in the 1930s, 1940. Yeah, these are both 1940. They're 100 minutes each. So these are the serials that played before the movies way back in 1940. This is the thing that this is the movie or the serial that George Lucas based a lot of his Star Wars on. He actually wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie, but couldn't get the rights, so he ended up making Star Wars instead. So I've never seen all of these. I've seen bits and pieces over the years, but I've never seen them all. So here are the first 2. Very good find, and they're in great shape. They don't look like they've been touched hardly. This, I had never heard of this movie, Genuine. I believe it's, a lost German expressionist classic. It's also got a bonus film, The Fall of the House of Usher from 1928. So that should be really cool too, Edgar Allan Poe. But it's probably a German make of it. Again, these are Alpha Home Video. This is, and those Flash Gordons are. But this looks really cool. The exotic priestess of an ancient cult is made callous and cruel by her subjects' worship. When her tribe is massacred, she is sold as a slave to an elderly German aristocrat. This looks really cool. This is the same director who made The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. So, Jonesy, you should probably try and find this movie someplace. This is by, I think, Jonesy's favorite movie is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. So, he'll want to seek this out if he can find it down there in the pits of Missouri where he lives. But this looks really cool. Silent movie, so that's gonna be neat. Gun Justice, featuring the Lone Ranger. 50 classic episodes. And it's not just the Lone Ranger. See, this is the Lone Ranger I used to watch after Saturday morning cartoons were over. Like Lone Ranger serials would come on, and I used to watch this all the time. I remember these two very fondly, very well. Tonto and the Lone Ranger, Silver, and what was Tonto's horse's name? Can't remember. But so this has like 32 episodes of the Lone Ranger. It has 4 episodes of the Cisco Kid, 3 episodes of the Gabby Hayes Show, 3 episodes of The Adventures of Kit Carson, 2 episodes of the Roy Rogers Show, 4 episodes of Annie Oakley, 1 episode of Judge Roy Bean, and 1 episode of Cowboy G-Men. So this is just going to be a cool thing to have if I ever feel like popping this in to watch. I'm pretty excited about that. The original miniseries, still sealed in plastic for $3. This would be the perfect thing to sell in my hypothetical future old nerd store where I sell comics and fantasy and sci-fi books and DVDs. This would be the perfect kind of thing to put for sale. And collector's edition of Amazon Women on the Moon. This I've seen this poster all my life. I've heard of this movie all my life, but I've never watched it. It's by John Landis, who did American Werewolf in London, Animal House, The Blues Brothers. Madcap send-up of late-night TV, low-budget sci-fi films, and canned laughter-filled sitcoms packed with off-the-wall sketches that will have you in stitches. Centered around a television station which features 1950s-style sci-fi movie interspersed with a series of wild commercials, wacky shorts, and weird specials. This lampoon of contemporary life and pop culture skewers some of the silliest spectacles ever created in the name of entertainment. So I didn't realize this was John Landis. But look at this, directed by Joe Dante, very popular director. What did he do? The Howling? He did all kinds of great horror movies in the 80s. John Landis, Robert Weiss, produced by Robert Weiss. It's John Landis Presents. So I've never seen this. I've been aware of it all my life, but just never watched it. This looks like a lot of fun, so I'm excited to check that out. And then this, I've never heard of this either, but it's got a very young Gary Oldman, a very young Alfred Molina, and Vanessa Redgrave. Prick Up Your Ears, it's called. MGM Metro Goldwyn Mayer DVD. So when you see this at the top of the DVD, it's like one of their back when this was released. This would have been one of their like Hallmark, not the Hallmark Channel, but this would have been one of their like top tier releases. But anyway, it's a story of 2 friends who are both writers, and one of them breaks out, becomes famous, and the other one has a hard time dealing with his friend's newfound fame. So this is really interesting. I like to write, and this really looked interesting to me. So, I mean, you've got young Gary Oldman, young Alfred Molina. They're both writers. This I've never heard of this, but I'm anxious to watch that one. So anyway, even though I screwed up and could have saved probably $10 or so, I still got a good deal. I think $3 each. So yeah, tell me what you think about these. Have you ever heard of some of these more obscure ones? Or comment down below, and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.